Good day, everyone. Welcome to our online class, grade 7 students. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am your teacher, Miss Judy Babe Calcita, and you can call me Miss or Ma'am Calcita. And I am fond of singing worship songs. I like drawing portrait or landscape, and I love watching documentaries. And I am playing some instrument like ukulele and many more. Now, welcome to our English class, second quarter, week 1. Our topic is all about listening strategies, wherein we are going to identify what is top down and bottom up, and their examples, and later on, we have a practice. Now, what is listening strategies? These are techniques or activities that contribute directly to the comprehension and recall of listening input, or it can be classified by how the listener processes the input. And for example, you are listening to your teacher, and you are listening to gain knowledge. And always remember that whenever you are listening, there is a purpose. As what I've said earlier, you are listening to gain information or knowledge. Now let's move on to the two strategies. The first one is top-down strategy. It is a listener-based strategy. Um, it focuses on content. The listener uses background knowledge of the topic to make sense of what he or she is listening to. You have prior knowledge about the topic. You know what is the lesson or the topic itself, and you are listening to gain more knowledge about the topic, or you are listening to get the deep meaning or a deep idea about the topic. The listener already knows a fair amount of information about the topic, and he or she is able to relate a story or information into a prior knowledge. As what I've said, you have a prior knowledge about the topic. The keyword for the top-down strategy is you are. It is. It is focuses on the big picture or the general idea of a listening text. It is the main idea or the summary of the topic. And now let's move on to the second strategy, which is bottom-up strategy. It is a text-based strategy. It is to know about the details and segments, or the specific details of a text. It concentrates on forms and structure. The listener relies on the language in the message, sounds, words, and grammar that creates meaning. It only focuses on, as what I've said, in the specific details in the text. And the main source of information is the text itself. Always remember that bottom-up strategy is you are listening to um, specific details, or for example, in dictating dictation, you are listening to your teacher, what sentence or word is being said by your teacher. You will listen and you will write it. You are listening to a specific word or sentence for you to understand. Next, we are move on for the examples of listening strategies top down and bottom up. The first one is top down listening strategies. The example is listening for the main idea. For example, you are listening to your teacher and you are getting the main idea of the topic. Next is predicting. You are listening but you know what comes next. Next is drawing inferences. Next is summarizing. You are getting the important details or I mean the important idea or the main idea itself. And last, taking down notes. Always remember that top-down listening strategies is about uh, the whole context. I mean the main idea of a listening text or the general idea of the text or listening text. Next, bottom-up strategies. The first example is listening for specific details. Um, as what I've said earlier, bottom up is for the specific details like words, phrases, sentence, or what you call that um, specific mm, idea or details. I mean details of a text. Next, recognizing word order patterns. Recognizing word sounds. Example, you are listening to a sound or I mean the music or the song in the YouTube, your favorite song, you will uh, you will criticize the word sounds. Next, recognizing cognates. Again, um, the bottom-up listening strategies is focuses on the specific details of a text. Again, uh, bottom up, I mean top down strategy is about it focuses on a general uh, ideas of a topic or a listening text, while bottom down bottom up listening strategy is about you listen for the specific details in the text. Next, we have a practice. You will examine and identify whether a top-down or bottom-up listening strategies is being shown or applied in each scenario. The first one is Mr. Cruz, your English teacher, asked you to read some information about a certain topic. Then he instructed you to listen to a recorded material to find out whether or not the same points are mentioned. Next, what is the answer for number one? It's bottom up. Why? Because you are pertaining to a specific points or details. Next, a friend tries to explain how you can go on a trip to Palawan for the first time. You make sure you do not miss any important details and instruction about the trip. The, what do you think is the answer? Is it top down or bottom up? The answer is bottom up. Why? Because you listen for uh, you get the important details or what do you call it specific details on how to go to Palawan. Next, in one of your classes, your teacher asked you to listen to a pre-recorded conversation and identify where the conversation took place. What do you think is the answer? Is it top down or bottom up? The answer is top down. Why? Because it talks about the main idea. Next, your mother gave you a call and you were asked you to buy some items at the grocery store. Since you were not familiar with the items she cited, you made you made sure to remember specific details she mentioned. The answer is bottom up. Why? Because you you listen for the specific or a specific item for you to go to for you to buy in the grocery store, at the grocery store I mean. Next, last, while listening to lecture, you saw one of your classmates taking down important notes. This classmate of yours also made a word map to connect those words and phrases that he or she listed. The answer is top down. Why? Because she taking down notes, the important details or important idea in the class. And for clarification, top down again, top down strategy is about focus. It focuses on the main idea in the topic or in a listening text, while bottom up strategy is about you listen for the specific details. And that is our class for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll meet again. Thank you.